our narratives and what we say to ourselves are so powerful. So they're either going to help you or they're going to really hurt you. And I think it is important to reframe. Again, there's always room for self-reflection and understanding. And we did a whole 10-minute thing on like why you might still be single. And maybe that's an opportunity to reflect on what are your patterns, what are your fears, maybe what's not working for you.
When my heart stops, not a second sooner, I'm gonna finish what I've begun. 'Cause my heart's got a reason to believe in me in a dream and whatever may come. And as long as I'm breathing, I'll keep believing that I'm not done until my heart stops.
I think it's no secret that I love the Little Words Project bracelets. I have about 6 or 7 on my arm, ones that have been given to me, ones I've bought myself. I love giving them as gifts. I think they're so inspirational for me personally. They're nice little reminders throughout my day to have hope, to be, have strength, to be in good energy. I just love the bracelets so much. I love giving them. I love receiving them. And if you want to check them out and you want to give it as a gift or get one for yourself, you can use our code QTC for 15% off your first order.
Hi guys, welcome back to this episode of Quiet the Clock. We're going to do something a little different today, which I think is going to be fun. We have gathered some questions from our audience. So I'm going to have Shelly, my lovely best friend and executive producer, ask the questions off camera, and I will do my best to answer them. So Shelly, shoot.
I'm 47 and feel stuck at my job. I'd love to go back to school and start again. Is it too late for me?
No. My answer to that question will always be no. It's never too late for anything. We just recorded a reel where I shared about a conversation I had with my son's previous preschool director, who's like, I don't even know how old. She's in her later 70s and she just went back to school. So at 47, you're definitely not too late. My aunt went back to law school at 44. I think it is. My answer to that is always going to be it's never too late. We have some really great content on how to get unstuck, questions to ask yourself if you're stuck. So if you're feeling stuck, we have content on that. We had an amazing guest talking about career stuff, Eliana Goldstein. Excellent career advice, job advice, also amazing questions to ask yourself if you're thinking about going to school. We just did a reel on that too. So a lot to unpack in that question, but the overarching answer is no, it is not too late. I say go for it.
You give me hope for getting pregnant in my 40s. How do you handle when people pass judgment for being an older mother?
I think people are going to judge you no matter what, so I say go F off, but there's so much value, and I have found so much value in being a mother older. And a lot of people are becoming mothers older. And I know for myself, I'm a better mother because I became a mother at 40. I am more patient. I am more established. I am more confident. I'm more grounded in who I am. So I think in any area of your life, we should not worry about other people and what other people think of us. If this is the way that your journey unfolded and then you actually have gratitude for the way it unfolded, like I do, I have gratitude for being a mother at 40. I see so many benefits to that. I would do your best to shut out that energy and focus on yourself and everything you have to be grateful for.
The cost of IVF alone is gut-wrenching, and I'm struggling with fertility. How did you plan out the financials without losing hope?
Well, I did lose hope. I lost a lot of hope. I think that's very normal. And so I want to normalize that. It's IVF fertility journey is very taxing in so many ways, financially, emotionally, physically. I would expect to lose hope. And I would normalize that because again, it's such a hard journey. Financially, so when I froze my eggs at 37, I did not have the financial means to do that. I had to open a no interest credit card and put everything on my credit card and pay that off over time. I have worked really hard and built a successful group practice that has allowed me to be able to afford IVF and all that comes with it. I mean, it's not just IVF. It's for me, it was supplements and therapy and acupuncture, and there's just so many more costs that go into it. And I feel really grateful. I think what's really difficult too is like nobody plans to be in this position. So it's not like we financially plan to be here. I will say, I think there's companies that are offering more benefits when it comes to IVF. So I would explore those. Some clinics are willing to do payment plans. So I would ask about those, but it's still not in a place where it's accessible for everybody. And that's really unfortunate.
What are your thoughts on embryo adoption?
Love it. I love it. We had an amazing guest on, Amanda Bristow. She's co-host with Kat Baker on What the Fertility, and they did embryo adoption. She talks very openly about that. I would check out her page and her content. I think it's amazing. I think it's an amazing option. I think it's an option that not many people talk about. So I was very happy that she was speaking about it here on our podcast. But I think it's a wonderful option. And I think if you speak to her, I mean, you could tell by the way she posts, like it is her child through and through.
How has your own fertility journey changed the way you practice as a therapist?
I feel so passionate about this space. I really feel like I was meant to be in this space. I think this is a space that I will continue to focus on going forward, whether that's clinically or continue to have conversations here on this podcast. I don't think there are enough therapists out there, good therapists out there that specialize in fertility.
What has been the hardest part of being so open about your own journey?
It's really one thing is striking a balance with what Rob's comfortable with sharing. He's a very private person. So I try to respect that and balance that with also my passion for sharing and speaking out. I will say, I haven't been somebody that has shared so openly in real time. There's so many amazing women out there that feel comfortable sharing in real time. I'm probably going to be the person that shares more openly and more honestly after the fact. And that's just been my own process. So I'll probably have a better answer to that question after this pregnancy.
Do you think fertility struggles should be talked about earlier in life, like in schools or by doctors in our 20s?
I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything as a 42-year-old woman that had been through egg freezing and had a baby. I knew fucking nothing. So we're still so uneducated. There's still not enough research. There's still not enough conversations in doctor's office. There's still not enough answers. Yes to that.
What do you think about age gap dating? Like, I'm 45 years old. Is it strange to date someone that's 35?
If I'm a 45-year-old woman, is it strange to date a 35-year-old man? No. I say no to that. When I was, for me, it always depends on who the person is. Like, so for example, for me, when I was single and dating, I was hanging out with maybe it was, who I'm talking about, Shelly? 40. Like he was, 42, 43. And at the same time, I was hanging out with a 23-year-old and I was probably I was probably 31 or 2. The 23-year-old was so much more mature than this 42-year-old was like a man-child. Like he probably still is a man-child. I think I still know he's a man-child. So I'm saying no to that question because someone younger can be way more grounded, way more clear on what they want, align with your values, be way more mature. So I don't believe in age or timeline. Obviously, I have a whole podcast about it. So all good on that.
What do you say to people who feel like they've wasted years on the wrong partner?
I don't like saying we waste time because I think there's always something to learn, but I do think there is opportunity to leave something sooner. I was in a 5-year relationship before meeting Rob, and that I always say I was in that 2 years too long. And I think there's something to explore there if you stay in something too long. There's way more there to unpack as to why it's hard to leave something. So it's not really a straightforward answer. I don't think it's helpful to hold the narrative that you wasted time. All that really does is make you feel bad about it. Can you learn from it and then maybe get out of a situation sooner? Can you grow from it? Yes. So I think you just have to look at it in ways like you can always learn something from it and move forward with what you have learned and maybe be more aware of when you need to end something sooner than you did previously.
How do you help clients manage dating burnout, especially in their 30s and 40s?
I always tell my clients if they're burnt out to stop dating. They don't like that advice, and I understand why they don't like that advice because there is anxiety of the timeline and running out of time. And, those were all the narratives that I heard in therapy sessions that helped name this podcast. So I understand that, you feel like if you stop, then wasting time, you're losing time. But when I've watched people date from burnout, they are not successful at all. It becomes more a chore. It's not enjoyable. You don't show up your true self. It's kind of almost like check it off the box. I did it. I should do it. I should be going on dates. There's an optimism that's lost. There's a joy that is lost. So I always say, if you're feeling burnt out, it's time to take a break and step back.
What's a reframe for people who feel ashamed to be dating later in life? Like, I'm about to introduce my 8th boyfriend to my family, and all they do is make jokes.
Our narratives and what we say to ourselves are so powerful. So they're either going to help you or they're going to really hurt you. And I think it is important to reframe. Again, there's always room for self-reflection and understanding. And we did a whole 10-minute thing on like why you might still be single. And maybe that's an opportunity to reflect on what are your patterns, what are your fears, maybe what's not working for you. But again, to feel shame around it is, again, not helpful. It's the same thing as holding a narrative of wasting time. So instead of feeling shame, I would say, okay, what can I learn from this? What are my patterns? What are showing up? What's showing up for me? I think it's difficult when, obviously there's also, we talked about judgment earlier, but it's, other people are always going to judge you. But if that's coming up for you, like those feelings are always a cue to explore something a little bit more. So if shame is coming up, instead of holding it because it's so heavy, start to try to understand it, try to unpack it, try to get curious about what it's trying to tell you.
How can someone tell the difference between being too picky in dating and truly knowing what they want?
There's such a better opportunity, I think, in dating to be more self-reflective. I think, again, people are just kind of like going at it from this place of I have to, or I'm running out of time, or burnout. And time and space gives you more clarity. So getting really clear on what you really value. I think when you look at being picky, that to me, I feel like those more like materialistic things of like how he or she should look, what kind of job they should have, like status. Like that to me, those things are picky. And what you really want to focus on are values, morals. Are you aligned? What kind of person are they? And getting really clear on what the two things are, because you should really date looking for the values-based characteristics.
How do you handle friendships that drift apart because they don't understand some major life milestone, like a fertility struggle or divorce?
Yeah, I mean, that's real. I've had a lot of friendship issues along the way in my fertility journey, and there's like a lot of grief in that. And I think at the end of the day, you sort of have to protect yourself and protect your energy. And if that friendship is not serving you in the way that it is used to, if they can't understand where you're at, if they can't hold space for where you're at, and it becomes more upsetting to you than anything, I think it's an opportunity to evaluate that, maybe end that, or have a conversation with your friend about how you're feeling. But yeah, friendship breakups are devastating and real, and you have to grieve that like any other loss.
Do you think our culture is changing fast enough around fertility and dating stigma?
It's interesting. There's a lot of like technological advances I'm seeing in the fertility world, and technology like really, really scares me. So I think there's probably some exciting things to come with fertility, and there's probably some exciting things with dating and technology, but I think what we're losing is the human aspect and connection, and that scares me. So are we stuck? I guess it's the way you look at the question, are we stuck? I think we're fastly moving forward, but I don't know if that's the right way we should be going. I think we're losing a lot of humanity.
Was there a moment when you realized, this is why I need to start Quiet the Clock?
Yes. I don't think there was one moment. It was a combination of a lot of moments of me going through my own journey of being single at 32, 33, when everybody else was getting married and having babies and buying houses, and hearing what was coming up in my work. And the conversations just got so loud and consistent and often that I was like, oh my God, like, holy crap, so many people are feeling this way. Like everyone doesn't meet these milestones at the same time. So I kept exploring those conversations, and one woman that I spoke to said, you should start a podcast. And I was like, no, we're not going to do that. And then a year later, we started it. Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you wish every woman in her 30s or 40s could hear?
You have so much time. Do not feel like you're running out of time. Do not feel like you are behind. Fully embrace your own journey and the beauty of where you are now and the way that it is unfolding.
If I've never seen Quiet the Clock, which episode should I check out first?
Oh my God, that's a hard question. There's so many good episodes. I think there really is. I said this earlier. I really think there is something for everybody with this podcast. What I really want to make clear is it's not a fertility podcast, even though that's something we talk about a lot. It's a podcast about breaking down societal timelines and expectations and pressures. And I don't think I've met anyone that hasn't fallen susceptible to that, whether it's like you're not where you want to be in your career, you're not where you want to be in your relationships, you're worried about parenthood. There really is something for everyone. So it's hard to say where you should start, but on YouTube, we have them categorized by these topics. So I would go to YouTube and check out the different playlists and find the thing you're kind of struggling with right now. I think there's something for everybody.
Was there an episode where you learned something that completely shifted your entire perspective?
Every episode I learned something. I learned something every episode. I was telling this to one of the guests earlier. Selfishly, sometimes I feel like this podcast is just for me because I speak to these guests and I'm like, oh my God, yes, I needed that advice, or yes, I needed that resource, or yes, I'm going to start working with one of your clinicians. Like, I learned something every episode. I've been so blessed to have such amazing guests, very knowledgeable guests, very just incredible, vulnerable, open, smart. I learned something all the time.
Anything else you want the viewers and listeners to know?
Keep watching, keep following, keep sharing. Thank you for being here. This has been an amazing 2+ years, and I can't wait to continue to share with you guys, talk. Well, I'm looking at this camera. I'm looking at this camera. I'm looking at the time. Stay tuned. So much more to come, and check out our old episodes.
If you guys are like me and wanting to be more mindful about what's in your products, how many toxins are in your products, and making sure that you're putting good things on your skin and into your body, I highly recommend Osea. I did a total revamp on all my products, and this is one I have been using and now is a staple in my bathroom. I particularly love their Ocean Eyes Age Defining Serum. I feel like I don't have bags under my eyes anymore, and I just feel really good putting this on my skin, knowing something good is going on my skin and into my body. So if you want to check out Osea's products, use our code QTCPOD10 to get 10% off your first purchase. Hey guys, I'm Beth. Thank you so much for tuning in to Quiet the Clock. If you want to hear more episodes and learn more about how to dismantle societal timelines, live life on your own terms, live life fully and authentically, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and you can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Quiet the Clock Pod. You guys, I'm really excited. We just created all this amazing merch. And so if you're loving the podcast and you want to support our cause and continue to hear amazing episodes, please support us by buying some merch. I am living in these sweatshirts every day. We have a range of colors. We have hoodies, we have mugs, we have hats, we have journals. We have all of the things, and I love having them on because it's just a reminder to quiet the clock, to slow down, to let life unfold and be happy. So there's meaning and purpose behind wearing it too, which is a nice reminder. So check out our website, quiettheclock.com, to get your merch. If this episode resonated with you, I would love for you to give Quiet the Clock a follow. We are on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe. Please leave us a review. Continue to join us for conversations on how to rewrite your own timeline and live life on your own terms.